Good morning, guys. Today we're introduced to Wayne Dyer, and he opens up with a quote that I love. He says, "There are no accidents. We all come into this life with a purpose, and it is up to us to find that purpose, that music he calls within us, and bring it out to the world and share it with the world." If you live your life in a way where you don't think there's any meaning, any purpose, it completely makes everything around you meaningless. And that's not the case. We all know deep down inside, we have had experiences, we have had things happen to us where we know and have felt that that was no accident. And it was always up to us what we did with that, the meaning that we assigned to it. So find out your purpose. It's number one. You got to know what it is that drives you, and you need to share that with the world. It'll bring you your true happiness and fulfillment. Have a great morning, everyone.
Feel the power of you controlling your breathing. In through your nose and out through your mouth. You've got your legs crossed, your back straight, your eyes closed. You remember the truth. You know the truth that you were born to win, to take control of your life the way you take control of your breathing. One breath at a time, one thought at a time. So let's do that right now. Let's see ourselves doing the best we can as we begin our day today in the best way possible. Winning the morning, winning our mind, and growing our minds and our bodies. And whatever we do. So right now, let's see ourselves doing the best walk we've ever done when that music shuts off. Right here, right where we are, right where we sit. Because we know the truth. After all, we're made of truth. We're made of the same stuff the universe is made of. That's what makes you infinitely intelligent. See yourself right now doing the best walk you've ever done when that music shuts off. When that music goes off, you're going to win. You're going to make it real. You're going to make your dream, your vision real. Good morning, determination. So good to be here together again today. A new day, a new chance to be better than we were the last time. Here we go, everyone. When I say go, we're going to start jogging. So right now, as you're doing your best walk, whether it's side to side or whether you're simply walking on the spot, I want you to see yourself doing your best jog on the spot when I say go. I miss you so much, Beverly Glen. I miss you so much, determination. But we get to unite right now with this energy. We get to remember. We get to be our true great self. To grow our minds and to grow our bodies, wherever we are, whatever we're doing. And the way we do this is the way we'll do everything. So here we go. Okay, go. always focus on your breathing. Keep going a little bit more. And stop. Okay, walking back to our best walk. Stay focused on your breathing. Remember, the way you catch your breathing, the way you control your breathing, it's the same way you can control your thoughts and your feelings. Alright, let's start with some shoulder rolls forward. Let's do 10 forward. And backwards. Okay, let's do some arm circles forward. Feel the power of you controlling your mind and your body. Feel the joy of being able to move your body through space the best way you can. And backwards. Okay, hands on your hips, bend your knees, and side stretch. Okay, let's twist our bodies. Twist. Hands on the hips. Alright, and let's do 5 push-ups, everyone. 5 push-ups. Alright, let's do 5 sit-ups together. Here we go. The best you can. Okay, and let's do 5 squats. Here we go. Alright, and let's do lunges. 3 on each side, arms out. Alternating legs. Alright, good. And let's do 10-second plank. Belly's knees off the ground. And stand up again, everyone. And let's reach for the ceiling on our toes. Hold it there for 10. Okay, and reach for your toes, straight knees. Remember to focus and control that breathing. Just reach. It's okay if you don't touch your toes. Reaching is what matters. Alright, and stand up. And let's balance. Grab one leg and focus on planting that foot firmly into the ground. Bend the one knee if you have to find your balance point. And then pull that heel back towards your bottom. Excellent. Alright, and switch. The other one. Find that balance and hold. Alright, good. Okay, and now Let's hug the one knee. Here we go. Bring that knee up. And again, find that balance. And hold it there. 10 seconds. Alright, and switch. The other one. Slowly bring it up. Alright, good job. Excellent. Okay. And let's sit down.
Lovely pass for Messi. Oh, control brilliant out of his feet. Lionel Messi! What more can you say? Once again, it's Messi. Once again, it's in the back of the net. The little man who has bestrode the Guardiola reign like a colossus. Space here now for Iniesta. Messi! 2-0.
If you wanted to change your life, the number one gift I would give you, assuming you already have faith, is your energetic connection to other people and the energy that you put out and your consciousness of it. What I know is the successful people are constantly looking for more fuel. Oh yeah, you don't think I can do it? Let me show you. You want to talk bad about me? Let me prove you the other way. Keep saying, keep bringing it, keep talking, because eventually you're going to be watching. I want to be somebody. I want to do something great with my life. I know there's more in me. I know I can be happier. I know I can help more people. I know I can grow. I know I can contribute. Listen, successful people want it more. They get fueled more. They want to get after it. They want to be somebody, and they want to prove the doubters wrong. Okay? The doubters are wrong about you. Life is about resisting adversity, not accepting it. Life's about stepping up and pushing through obstacles and seeing how great you can get on the other side. It's using it as leverage. You gotta have a huge sense of urgency. Get around the successful people. They got an unreasonable standard. And at the same time, they have this amazing ability for delayed gratification. The people that live great lives are unreasonable people. They have unreasonable energy. That's who they are. Unreasonable people change the world. Reasonable people work for them. Watch them. Applaud for them. All right, welcome back to the show, everybody. Very grateful you decided to join me again this week, and I know that this week's going to help you again very much in your life. What I'm going to talk about this week is some of the invisible things that successful people do that the unsuccessful or the average and ordinary don't do. And oftentimes it's invisible. You can't really see it if you're not knowing to look for it. It's not taught in success classes and personal development, certainly isn't taught in school. And if you don't have somebody like me tell you about this, you'll miss it. And so here's one of the things that I know to be true after 54 years now almost on this earth. The successful people and success in general, there is a pace to it that most people don't understand. There's a cadence and a rhythm to success. Oftentimes you can have all the tools, have all the words to say, know all the strategies and the tactics, and it's just missing still. And I believe that's an energy thing. I think energy is the highest form of influence in the world. And when you're around a real winner, person who really moves things in life, moves the needle, just seems to their will ends up happening. They're just in this concert with God in some way that you're like, wow, they just got it going. Or they make you feel a certain way. It's energy. And there's a pace and a rhythm to successful people. Some people don't have enough of it. They don't bring energy to the table. They lack it. Most people are even oblivious to the fact that they're bringing any energy. So that's one person. That's most people. Then there's the other ones who try too hard. You know what I mean? They just buzz too quickly. They're too close up. They're too fast. They're too much energy. And it's almost like they've read too many books on bringing energy to the table. And so I want to talk today about this because you need to remember this. You're always making people feel something. People respond to what they feel. It's not what they hear or see. That's like 10, 15% of it. It's what they feel. Think about yourself. When you meet somebody new, you get a feeling, don't you? Like, ooh, I really like this person. They're trustworthy. They're kind. Or I want to be around them again. Other people you meet and you go, I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm not comfortable with them. Or sometimes you're like, ooh, something about their energy, right? So you're feeling it all the time. You're feeling it even when you check out at the grocery store with the checker. You're feeling their energy for a second. Now, I think very successful people have more energy sensitivity than others. And so I will just tell you, like, for me, I'm always feeling energy around people. Are they happy? Are they sad? I'm kind of weird like that. Like even a flight attendant, I'll just kind of watch them walk by and I'll think, where's their energy today? Not what they're saying, because they're supposed to say, hey, welcome to Delta Airlines or welcome to the restaurant. They say the right things. I don't listen to what people say. I listen to them like they're a silent movie. I don't listen. I watch. I feel. And so remember this, energy is influence. And typically speaking, the person with the highest energy wins. Energy, vibrational frequency, etc., is influence. Now, we could get into physics. Well, I've talked about this on the show before, that literally it moves matter. Okay? But we're going to talk about it in general today with you. Really be conscious of your energy going forward. If you wanted to change your life, the number one gift I would give you, assuming you already have faith, is your energetic connection to other people and the energy that you put out and your consciousness of it. It'd be the number one thing I would give you. More than any tactic, strategy, cold plunge, thought process, mindset, breathing technique, visualization tactic, you name all the stuff, it would be an energy shift. And then ask yourself this in terms of feeling energy. Is your default state to let your energy be fed and fueled by things that happen in your life? Or is it to be weakened and let it get weakened and reduced? And I know there's a lot of content out there in personal development that says, hey, you're basically great as you are. You don't need to change it all. Really? Is that why you came to this content? Because you want to be validated for where you are? You know, a lot of content creators, and I believe everybody can help somebody, but they do this because they don't really have any tactics or strategies that could help you. And what they want is likes, and they want you to like them. And so the easiest thing to say to somebody, and I think it's cruel, who's come to say, I want help, is to go, oh, you don't need any help. You're just great the way you are. Well, there's a difference between love and liking ourselves. And you wouldn't say that to your children who you love. If they brought home D's and you knew they were capable of A's, you would challenge them to do better. You wouldn't just tell them you're great as you are, keep getting D's, unless that was their capacity. And oftentimes, I believe leaders and content creators in general appease people because they truly don't believe in them. Well, I don't have that. I believe in you. I believe you can do better. I believe you can be happier. And so do you. And so there's also the other notion out there right now. It's like, hey, just let everything roll off your back. You think Michael Jordan let things roll off his back? You think any great people just said, hey, whatever? Heck no. They use it as fuel. And so what I'm asking you to begin with, there's different types of fuel and energy we're going to talk about, is your fuel, when things happen to you that aren't good, does it fuel you? Add fuel, make you stronger, or does it take it away from you? So that is not true that we don't need to change. And it's not true that everything should just roll off your back. And you know that. And you know it. And so in fact, I don't know anybody successful that operates that way. Not one single person. What I know is the successful people are constantly looking for more fuel. Oh yeah, you don't think I can do it? Let me show you. You want to talk bad about me? Let me prove you the other way. Keep saying, keep bringing it, keep talking. Because eventually you're going to be watching. Right? Michael Jordan played his butt off every night, and he was constantly looking to get slighted. He'd make up stories. Tom Brady won 7 Super Bowls, and this guy was still talking about being a 6th-round draft pick when he was 43 years old. Constantly looking for a reason to get inspired, a reason to be fueled. Coaches put press clippings up all the time. Do you think, I don't care where your political affections lie, whether you're like an Obama person or a Trump person, you think those people weren't looking for fuel? You think they just let it all roll off their back? You think they thought they were great as they were? Heck no. They wanted to fight. They wanted free fuel in their lives. I can tell you in my own life, you think I can't do something that fuels me. I remember when I started in business, everyone talking bad, even my family, even my dad going, hey, why don't you just get a real job? And he did it because he loved me. I'm like, I'm going to prove it. I want to use things as fuel. And so I want to tell you, you can either play the victim mentality where you're weak and everything that happens to you takes from you, right? And that's too many of you, and I love you. Man, when someone talks bad, it takes from you. You got to use it as fuel. When negative things happen or a client quits or someone on your, you know how many people I've had in my business go, hey man, I just don't think we're going to make it. I'm out. I'm like, really? Okay. Well, in the beginning, that stuff used to demoralize me. Then finally, I'm like, you know what? Okay, you think we can't make it? Well, watch when we do. And you know what? I love seeing those people now. It's awesome. I love the naysayers, right? I love people who talk smack in the beginning. They ain't talking anymore. Right? You got to use stuff as fuel. Don't let people that you're watching convince you that you can't get better and you can't grow. It's okay to take a few things where you go, hey, I want it bad. I'm going to use this as leverage. Trust me. I know I've had them on my show. I've coached a lot of them. Top athletes, top CEOs, top politicians, right? Top financial people. They use things as fuel. They actually look for it. You want to offend me? I'm glad to be offended, right? You want to underestimate me? Here's the one thing about you. I can promise you, because I love you. I'm talking to you like a brother, aren't I? Right? This is the truth, and you know it. Hey, people are underestimated you for a long time, haven't they? They don't know how damn strong you could be. Now, the last thing you can do right now is underestimate yourself. Don't you let anybody tell you that you can't grow, that it's okay just the way you are. You know better. That's why you came to the content in the first place. There's a part of you all your life that said, I want to be somebody. I want to do something great with my life. I know there's more in me. I know I can be happier. I know I can help more people. I know I can grow. I know I can contribute. I may not know how, but I know I can. I'm not satisfied with where I am. I love me, but I want to grow and get better. I don't really think you can love yourself unless you know yourself. And I don't think you can know yourself if you're not truly being yourself. And so I like hearing stuff like that. Or you can just eat this old big old cake of BS that everyone's feeding you all the time. So you can listen to people that have theories, or you can listen to people that have built something, right? I don't even know what some of these folks that have built. And some people have built things, they can't even tell you how they did it. But do you think Michael Jordan let things roll off his back? How about Elon Musk? How about Joe Rogan, Dwayne Johnson, Serena Williams, Martha Stewart, Barbara Corcoran? These people are competitors.
Good afternoon, guys. I just want to share with you one of the most valuable pieces of wisdom from Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And it is this: private victory must come before public victory. And for me, this means we have to possess ourselves. We have to possess our mind, control and master that before we can share that and expect anything else around us to change. So before our public situation changes, before our relationships with people change for the better, we have to win ourselves. We have to conquer ourselves through the power of our mind and our thoughts. And so I challenge you to think about your life. When something happens, and get ready, it might be today, right now, something outside of you, someone does something or says something, remember, you're the one that gets to choose that response. Have a great afternoon, everyone.
And let's stretch out and reach for our toes. Straight knees. Here we go. Again, reaching is what matters. It's okay if you don't touch your toes. Just give your best. Feel the joy. Feel the process of you working to become better at every movement you make, every stretch you do. Okay, here we go. Let's do V-shape now with the legs. So V-shape, and reach for the floor as far as away from your body as you can. And reach for one side. Hold it there. And switch the other side. Alright, let's bring our feet together now. And gently push your knees down with your elbows and hold it there for 10. Here we go. Again, feel that power of you in the now, in the moment. Winning. WIN, I've heard before, stands for what's important now. What's important now is doing our best in whatever we do. Okay, let's go one leg forward and one leg back. Keep the knee on the ground and go as far back as you can without hurting yourself. Keep that knee down though. Here we go. And switch, the other one now. Again, keep that knee down. Go as far back as you can. Okay, good. All right, and let's roll onto our belly. And let's push the floor and look up at the ceiling. Cobra stretch. Here we go. Hold it for 10. All right, excellent. Okay, legs crossed again. Back straight. Eyes closed. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now I want you to see yourself right now. When that music goes on, I want you to see yourself doing the best you can on an exercise of your choice. For me today, I'm going to be working on challenging myself to do as many push-ups and air squats as I can. So I'm going to see that in my mind right now. I'm going to try to be a little bit better than I was last time. What about you? Think about it. What is there that you want to get better at? What exercise do you want to do? Remember, it's got to be within the rules, safety rules, rules that are there for you to keep you safe. So this is the space we have right here. So what exercise will you do to the best of your ability when that music goes on? I want you to see that clearly in your mind right now. You might want to do jumping jacks. You might want to do burpees. You might want to simply dance, move your body to the music. If you want to play your own music, you can do that as well. I've got my music here. You feel free to enjoy that. But I want you to see yourself when that music goes on, doing the best you can, whatever exercise you choose. Because you know the truth. The way you do that is the same way you will improve and do better at anything. Alright, determination, let's go. Let's feel that energy moving up. Here we go. Music always changes our energy state. Whatever you do, you gotta believe that you can do better. Here I go. As many push-ups as I can do. All right, we got 53 today. I gotta remember that for next time. What is it for you? What are you doing right now? Maybe you're doing some jumping jacks. Maybe you're dancing to the music. Whatever it is you're doing, do it to the best of your ability. You were born to be your best all the time. Remember your breathing. Always believe that you can be better than you were the last time. Even if you don't get exactly where you want to be, the process, the struggle, fighting to be better than you were last time, that's what's going to bring you your joy and your happiness. We have our determination. We get to work on that all the time. Alright, air squats are next for me. What about you?
Sigue Benítez, limpita Mascherano. Sale Gago, viene Messi. 3 contra 3 y esto me parece que es baile. Se viene, señoras y señores, Lionel. Aquí está Gonzalo y hace el tercero y está.
Argentina looking to break with Lionel Messi, who makes no mistake. A game that has ebbed and flowed, and which is intriguingly poised right now. And here he goes again, and Messi gets there first, and Messi makes it too.
Life is competitive. Business is competitive. There's levels to this game. You got to get a little bit competitive. You say, well, I'm just not that competitive. That's a lie. Yes, you are. You're at least competitive with yourself. See, it comes down to you're going to go through Jesus Christ. And listen, guess what? He believes so deeply in what he was going for, which is salvation for you, that he was willing to die for it. Romans 12 verse 2 says, this verse says, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Whether you're a Christian or not, you got to renew your mind. You got to start to look at adversity as fuel, setbacks as energy. And then guess what else? We live in a world that's constantly trying to shape us into something we're not. It's easy to get caught up in societal pressures and lose sight of ourselves. Romans 12 verse 2 encourages us to break free from these patterns. That we're not a victim, that I'm not going to be average and ordinary, that this life is not just for the people from the right side of the tracks, that I'm going to have setbacks. That doesn't mean it's not worth it. Your setback can be a setup for your comeback. And I won't be quoting scripture to you all the time, but Proverbs 16 verse 3 says these words, commit to the Lord in whatever you do and he'll establish your plans. Partner up with God. Get fired up and excited about your life. If he's with you, nobody can be against you. But you got to compete. Listen, successful people want it more. They get fueled more. They want to get after it. They want to be somebody. And they want to prove the doubters wrong. Okay? The doubters are wrong about you. Not right. The people who are telling you that you can't grow or, hey, it's all right, whatever happened. No, it's not. And you know it's not. Might feel good to hear that crap, but you know darn well you're supposed to step up and do something great with your life. Any slight, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, Elon Musk. Heck, take any great mom out there. Listen to me on this. You moms, any great moms. What happens when some kid's bullying your kid at school? Or some teacher's not being fair to your kid? You just go, yeah, it's all right. What do? You protect that baby of yours. I remember when we had kids, when they were little, man, someone messed with our kids, you didn't want to mess with mama. You did not want to mess with a mama protecting her baby. And you dads out there, especially you dads with little girls. What if some teenage boy decided he was going to break your daughter's heart? Huh? You're there to protect, and you know darn well it's not okay. It's not okay. Life is about resisting adversity, not accepting it. Life is about resisting it. Life's about stepping up and pushing through obstacles and seeing how great you can get on the other side. It's using it as leverage. Now, knowing most people are going to go the other way. They're going to let it beat them down. They're going to begin to believe it. Let me say the other thing to you. When you're a competitor, here's some things you need to know. You got to talk faster. You got to move faster. You got to pick up the pace. One thing I'm always telling people when they're around me, man, pick up the pace. Pick it up. Got to be faster. Faster. Speed. Speed matters. Speed to market. Speed to execution. Like, I think you learn a lot about somebody, but they're not in too big of a hurry because that can be off-putting too. But most people's default speed, they're not in a big enough hurry. Their meetings are too slow. They walk too slow. They think too slow. They process too slow. Not at the top, man. Not at the top. I know a lot of you are saying, hey, Ed, your content lately, you've been intense. I am intense because I want you to win. I don't know how long I'm going to be doing this, right? I don't know how long I'm going to do it. But I know this. I'm going to tell you the truth. I've won. I've watched a lot of other people win. I've coached a lot of winners. I've had a lot of them on my show. There's a through line. They're in a bigger hurry. They compete. They bring big energy. They look for leverage. It's okay. They will find reasons to push through. They protect. They fight for their dreams. By the way, you can do all this and be a nice person. You can do all this and smile. Some of the most competitive people I know, I'm thinking of a few of the ladies I know in business, boy, some of the nicest people I know, they want to kick your butt. Man, they want to win so bad. They do it with a smile. Man, woo, I'm thinking of a few of them right now. You don't want to mess with them. You got to pick up the pace. You got to get in a bigger hurry. There's a rhythm to this thing. You ever go to a wedding? I'm probably that guy, by the way, that I'm about to describe. But you ever go to a wedding, you're like, hey, man, this dude's got some moves. You know what I'm saying? That guy at the wedding, but he's totally off rhythm. You know the dude, somehow he's been watching enough YouTube videos, he's figured some stuff out, but he's just off rhythm. He's dancing to the lyrics, not the beat. You know what I'm talking about? That's most people in personal development. They've learned the steps. They're just not in rhythm. They're not on beat. It's not quite fast enough. It's not quite what it needs to be. When I meet people, immediately I feel their energy, don't you? And I can tell whether they're a winner pretty quickly. Most people aren't conscious of the energy they bring. They're conscious of the word they're going to say. They're conscious of the clothes they're wearing. They're conscious of their hairstyle. And yet they're oblivious to the energy part. Do you have a successful energy? Do you have a presence about you? A quiet confidence about you? And if you say, I don't have those things, Ed, here's what I would challenge you to do. Model somebody who does. There's nothing wrong. I'm not saying copy, model. I have modeled many people in my life until the style and nuance became my own. You know, and then I focus on the fact that I'm doing good. Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. But I love Galatians 6:9, last scripture I'll give you, I promise you. And let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Who's your support system? For me, it's my family and friends. And you know, one of the things I get asked often is, what do all 800 people that have been guests on your show have in common? And not all of them have this in common. But the thing that would surprise most people that many of them have in common is they've been to therapy, including myself. That's something most people don't talk about. You know, therapy can help you from things like you're working through some trauma from childhood or a difficulty that you're going through right now. But it could also be just to get clarity of thought, a sense of direction in your life. Talk out loud about your goals and dreams or your issues and problems with somebody. Therapy from BetterHelp is helpful because you can do it online. And if you don't vibe with your therapist, you can switch out anytime and get one that you do work with well. You can access a diverse network of 30,000 credentialed therapists, a wide range of specialties, and easily switch, like I said. So build your support system at BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp/EdShow to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/EdShow. That's BetterHelp. HELP.com/EdShow. Running a small business means you're wearing a lot of hats. Your personal phone becomes your business phone and vice versa, and the thing just blows up all day long. It's hard to tell the difference between one and the other. And as your team grows, it becomes almost impossible to manage your personal phone number along with your business phone number. That's where Open Phone comes in. Open Phone is one of the top business phone systems in the world. They'll help you separate your personal life from your growing business for just $15 a month. You get complete transparency and visibility into everything happening with your business phone number. Open Phone works through an app on your phone or your computer and integrates with hundreds of different systems. They use AI-powered call transcripts and summaries, so you'll have summary of your phone call with action items. Right now, OpenPhone is offering 20% off for your first 6 months if you go to openphone.com/Milet. That's OpenPhone.com/Milet for 20% off 6 months. Openphone.com/Milet. And if you have existing numbers with another service, OpenPhone will port them over at no extra charge. Don't grow weary of doing good work. Remember this, competition drives innovation. If you take competition out of the marketplace, there's no innovation. So competition is a good thing. This is what successful people understand. They want to compete. They want to be recognized. They want a scoreboard. And some of you say, you want a scoreboard in your life. When this thing's over, you know darn well, when this life is over of yours, you want to go, man, I did it. Man, I won. I became everything I could be. I saw it all that I could see. I helped everybody that I could. I've got the most rich memories of my life. I felt the emotions I wanted. I got out of this life what I wanted. And ironically, here's another step for the successful people. Let me just say this to you. You got to have a huge sense of urgency. It's got to be urgent, right? It's just more urgent for the ones. We got to do it now, right? Get around the successful people. They got an unreasonable standard. They're just unreasonable. They're demanding. And yet at the same time, they have this amazing ability for delayed gratification. When they make a bunch of money, they don't spend it. When they start to get a little bit of success, they don't celebrate prematurely. They delay the gratification part because it wasn't about the gratification. It was about the process. It was about the cause. It was about the good work. You have to have this ability to be in a huge hurry, yet delay the gratification. Don't spend the money you make, right? Don't give away your gains too early. It's something I watch all the time. It's like people slow down. They're in real estate. They close 7 sales and they go take a 3-week vacation. It's like, no, you got momentum. This is where you pour it on. Have a sense of urgency. Compete. Delay the gratification part. Everybody sees everything on social media, Instagram. It's all about the celebration. It's all about... That's not the real stuff. The real stuff is in the grind. The real stuff is in the doing. The real stuff is awesome. Delay the gratification. Run up the score a little bit. The pace is faster. You just can't slow down. It's like doing an extra set. It's like, just do one more. A lot of people rationalize, well, I could do it tomorrow. Yeah, I had a good workout, so I'm done. Well, I'm not. I remember one time, I'll never forget this. I was at the gym, and as I was much bigger, there was a young guy in front of me. We were both doing shrugs.
Good evening, guys. I want to share with you a personal story to highlight how living, laughing, and loving our way to infinite mind wealth can produce some amazing, funny, and deep things. Last week, I was talking to my daughters. We were sharing our dreams, and I was asking them what their dreams were, and they were asking me as well. And then we got to my younger daughter who posed the question. She said to me, Daddy, is it possible to fulfill your dream, live your dream, and have a family? And I thought, wow, this is an amazing opportunity. And what made me feel good is the way I responded, because this is how I feel, and I love it. I said, absolutely, honey. I said, it's possible to have a family and live your dream. I said, look at Daddy. I have a family, a beautiful family, and I'm living my dream of trying to become my greater self and help other people do the same. And it feels so good. So I just wanted to share that with you and tell you you can live your dream and have a family. Have a great evening, everyone.
All right, air squats. Let's see how many I can do here before I get tired. Too tired to keep going, but there's always a little bit more. That's determination. All right, here we go. You can feel free to do the same thing, or again, do your own own thing. You got your own dance, your music, whatever you want to do. Whatever you do, do it to the best of your ability. Here we go. All right, how's everybody feeling? We got the blood flowing. We've given our best at something. Feeling the power of us controlling our breathing again. There's no greater joy than that. For me, no greater joy than the awareness of our determination. So sometimes I try to do these exercises and I try to do as many reps as I can in a minute. That's one way to do it. You can change up your intensity, the amount of reps you do, the time you have, that's up to you. But whatever you choose, always try to get a little bit better than you were last time.
It's not like Brazil to give you the opportunity when they've got an extra man.
Here goes Messi. They're backing off and backing off! It's a wonder goal by Lionel Messi! A hat-trick for Lionel Messi!
Higuain. Messi!
2-0. Teo. Pedro. Messi. Goal for Lionel Messi.
And I had, decent sized traps at the time, but this dude's traps made me look ridiculous. He just huge dude. Young kid too, probably like 20 years younger than me. And I said to him, I'll never forget this. I've only been embarrassed in the gym a few times, but I was embarrassed. And I said to him, he was doing his shrugs, real heavy shrugs. I was trying to do the same weight as him to look cool. And I said, hey, man, let me ask you a question, man. Your traps look awesome. So do your lats, by the way, from doing your back. I said, how many of those do you do? He goes, what? I said, those sets you're doing, how many are you doing? And he looked at me like almost disgusted. And he goes, until I can't. I said, what? He goes, until I can't. I go, here I am doing 8. I did my 8, but I could have done 14. How many parts of our life are we that way? Where we just do what we said. We just do the 8. But I wasn't even tired after 8. I just checked the box. I could have easily done 10, 12, 14. And the way he looked at me like, And I thought, I got out of the gym today, I'm like, that's why his traps look like his, and that's why mine look like me. Right? And that's actually the beginning of when I established my theory of the power of one more. When I think I'm done, I do one more rep. When I think I'm done, I do one more minute on the treadmill. When I think I'm done, I make one more contact. On a day like today, when I think I'm done, I make one more piece of content. And so it's time that you stop doing this thing where you negotiate with yourself. It's dangerous to negotiate. Once you've made a plan, I've seen Kobe Bryant talk about this. Once you make a plan for how you're going to train, do the plan. Don't negotiate. Well, I hurt my shoulder. Well, do the plan or more. See, successful people don't negotiate. It's almost like I know this because I've had it. I grew up on welfare when I was a little boy for a little while. And so I know what a poverty mindset is like, and I know what a non-one is. I know what a success mindset is, and I know what one isn't because I've had both. I'm certainly not a guru. And I can tell you, when I was poor, I was always negotiating the price. I never got what I wanted when I walked in a store. I'd look at price tags. What's it going to cost? 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 We've all walked in a store like that. What's it going to cost? I didn't go in the store and scan for the thing I wanted. I was obsessed with what the cost was. So many people are obsessed with the cost. What's this going to cost me? Time away from this. What if I get out of balance? What's the expense? What's the cost? What's the pain? Highest level operators in life, they don't negotiate the cost. They negotiate the worth. Will this be worth it? Will it be worth it? And because they look at what it's worth, they don't negotiate with themselves. And because they don't negotiate with themselves, they get the best of the best out of life. If you're going to constantly be in negotiation with the price tag in life, you're always going to get the bargain basement stuff on clearance. You do not want to live a clearance life. I got a deal. I cheated the game. You know, you do that. I bought this thing. I cheated the game. You can't cheat the game. There's no cheating the game. And when you begin to negotiate in the gym, yeah, I did a good workout. I'll come back and hit it next week or tomorrow. Or you know what? I ate pretty good. I deserve this. Or you know, this or that, or I could do it then, or my bad, or that. You're negotiating. Once you commit to doing something, it's like signing a contract with yourself. That's the process. And don't start talking to yourself. Don't start looking at it. Don't evaluate. Once you start that negotiation, you're toast. I think maybe if you decided to know right now, I'm going to go to a faster pace. I am going to not let everything roll off my back. I am not going to accept myself as I am. I'm going to grow. I am going to set a higher standard. The winners also set a higher standard. See, my standard was 8. His standard was until he couldn't do anymore. Most people's standard is, I'm going to set out to do this and then negotiate it down. The standard I recommend is I'm going to do this plus one more. The champions set a higher standard, and you know it. They also have crazy high expectations of other people. They're unreasonable. People that are around them all the time, this person's demanding. Yeah, they are, because they know what you're capable of. I want a leader around me who is their expectations are so high of me, they're even higher than I have of myself. That's someone who believes in you. If you have somebody in your life with crazy high expectations of you, that means they believe in you. Man, I worry when I've had leaders or coaches in my life that don't have high expectations. It's like, you don't think I'm capable? Most people are like, oh, this is such an easy place to work. My trainer's so cool. You know, we talk about X, Y. I don't want a trainer that's cool. I want a trainer that pushes me to where I almost don't think I can do something, but he or she knows I can, pushes me to the next level. If I have a coach, I want that coach to have huge expectations of me. And here's why. The people that live great lives are unreasonable people. They have unreasonable energy. That's who they are. Unreasonable people change the world. Reasonable people work for them. Watch them. Applaud for them. And stand around wondering how those people got so lucky. They didn't get lucky. Let me tell you what they did. They brought their energy. They found the right energy. Let me tell you what else they did. They were faster. Let me tell you what else they did. They competed. Let me tell you what else they did. They found fuel in the things that you should find fuel in. They did. Let me tell you what else they did. They didn't accept themselves as they were. They wanted to grow. They knew God lived within them and they were capable of more. They were competitors, both with other people and themselves. They were not people who negotiated with themselves. They set a higher standard. They had crazy high expectations, and they were unreasonable because they're going to get to this end of this life anyway. Remember this: weird, rich, normal, poor. And I ain't talking about just money. Rich in experience, rich in memories, rich in emotions, rich in relationships, rich in spirituality, rich in faith. Weird, rich, normal, poor. Please be a weirdo. Please don't conform. Conformity is the ultimate form of cowardice. When you conform to the expectations of others, the pace of others, the standards of others, when you conform and accept the things people tell you about you that aren't true, when you conform to the negotiation of the price tags of other people, when you conform to their beliefs, you're a coward. Because when you get to the end of your life, you do not regret the prices that you paid to make your dreams come true. You regret the times you negotiated. You regret the times you settled. You know, one of the greatest quotes of all time is by D.L. Moody. He said, "Our greatest fear should not be of failure, but of succeeding at something that really doesn't matter." At the end of our lives, the regrets that people claim to be their deepest regrets are always acts of omission. Things they didn't try. Times they didn't go for it. Wouldn't it be sad to get to the end of your life and never knew who you were capable of becoming? Because you accepted your weaknesses as permanent, because somebody convinced you that it's just okay? Wouldn't it be crazy to learn at the end of your life that I sent you this rejection, I sent you this setback, I sent you this pain, I sent you this to fuel you, and you never did. You just let it roll off your back. I was sending you the fuel. I was sending you the juice. By the way, do you want to get to the end of your life and prove the naysayers right? Prove them right, that you really never have what it took, that you weren't good enough, that you didn't have the courage, that you were a quitter, that you gave in, that you were average and ordinary? Do you want to prove them right? Or do you want to get to the end of it and you meet God and go, just tell me I did well done? And he says, well done, good and faithful servant, right? And part of that well done, I believe, is becoming the man or woman he made you to be when he held you in the palm of his hand, when he created you in his image and likeness. Well done is living a life that serves him, serves his children. You do that not by negotiating the price. You don't do that by moving slow. You do that by picking up the pace, by bringing the best energy possible, by competing, by staying close to him, by growing, by going for it, by knowing you were born to do something great with your life. Here's what I know about you. Like I know it. Like I really know it. You were born to do something great with your life. In big ways, maybe, and in some small ways. And guess what? Sometimes the small ways are the ones that ripple through eternity. It's that one person you turned and helped when no one else did. It's that one time someone said that thing to you that really hurt, and rather than let it take you to your knees, you rose up and bowed your back and said, oh yeah? Let me show you. You underestimate me at your own demise. And then you prove yourself right, and you prove them wrong. There's nothing wrong with proving yourself right. There's nothing wrong with proving other people wrong either. Both are fuel, pain and pleasure both. But what I know is that you were born to do something awesome. And I know this, at the end of your life, you will not regret the things you tried and failed at. And you won't regret the ones that just didn't work out the right way. But you will regret if you just succeed at stuff that doesn't matter. And even worse, you don't succeed at all because you never believed in you and you never took the fuel that came your way and leveraged it into doing something awesome, which I know you're capable of. People that win are no different than you. They're just fueled different. They move a little different. Their energy's a little bit different. And they've taken those things in their lives and they've turned it into something awesome. It's part of the masterpiece of the tapestry of your life is all of these stories, is all of these people. And your life and your future isn't up for negotiation. All right. I hope today helps you. By the way, get on my email list. Go to edmilet.com. Click the join there thing. Put your email in there so we can stay in contact. God bless you. Max out.
And once again, legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed, focused on our breathing. Back to our breathing. That powerful force keeping us alive, keeping our energy flowing. And we don't really think about it. We never really attempt to control our breathing, most of us anyway. But we were born to do that too. To remember that in any moment we can take charge of it, the way we take charge of our breathing. Same way we take charge of our mind, our thoughts. So reflect back on today. How did you do? Are you satisfied with your work ethic? Are you satisfied with your determination? Did you use it in its fullness, its beauty? Our determination is invisible. We cannot put our finger on it. We cannot see it, but it is there. We have the power to determine what we will think and what we will do. Today, we've won the morning. We've won our minds, and therefore we can win our day and our life. One breath at a time, one thought at a time. Have a great day, everybody. Have a great life as always. I miss you. I love you guys so much. Keep going. Keep using your determination. Love you guys.